Good morning, y'all. So it's a new day. The original intro that I had for the second part of the video doesn't apply anymore. It's actually looking like this is just going to be a multi-part versus a two-part video. So I'm going to go ahead and edit and upload the second part to this, and then hopefully the third part will be done later on today. Because of how big this video is, literally and figuratively, it's taking me some time to go through and edit because I say a lot of throughout the whole thing, and I pause a lot. So it's taking me some time to go in and edit all of that down and kind of condense the video as much as possible and then upload it. Again, YouTube only has a 15-minute restriction for videos, so I'm trying to stay within that. I think that's due in part to I'm so new to YouTube, so that's why they have the limit on me. However, I will have part 2, part 3 up today. I'm hoping it doesn't take to part 3, but I have a feeling that it will. So bear with me, guys. I am editing, I am uploading. Like I said, part 2 should be up today. Part 3 should be up by the end of the day. So thank you guys so much for your love and support and understanding, and I hope that you guys are enjoying this little 3-part video. Thanks, guys. Bye. By this point, I'm still not going for the right reasons. I'm going because my mom's telling me to go, and I'm going because my sister is like, hey, this is going on at the church, so I would go. Eventually, my brother-in-law felt a calling to go to East Texas, and him and my sister packed up and left to go to East Texas, which is 3.5, 4 hours away. Closer to 5 hours away. And so my parents decided to follow suit. And this is like, now we're sped up to like 2 years ago. So my parents followed suit. So now my parents and my sister and brother-in-law live in East Texas. I'm still here in DFW area, Dallas, Fort Worth. And we're hours away from each other now. It's hard for us to see each other. I wasn't going to church anyway, but I completely stopped altogether. Like, we stopped going. My family and I stopped going. Eventually, we moved, which to the area to the house we live in now, which is in Dallas, Fort Worth. Like, we're no longer are we down in the south of Dallas, Fort Worth. We're like in the middle of Fort Worth, Dallas and Fort Worth now. But that's neither here nor there. So, eventually, when my family all moved, I decided that I'm done with church. So, since I've been done with church, I've been trying to rediscover what it is that I want, and what is God, source, universe telling me. And I've done some, I guess you could say I've done some soul searching that leads us to current day. And my beliefs now, I don't really know. I can't say that I'm atheist because I'm not. I believe that there is a higher power. I believe that there is something that guides me and tells me, this is what you need to do, this is what you not need to do. I do believe that there is a higher power that speaks to me and tells me things. Not in a crazy, I've lost my mind type of way, but in a way that, hey, this is what you need to do. I do believe in the supernatural as well. I do believe that ghosts are real. I do believe that paranormal activity is absolutely authentic. But not to the point where I'm jumping in wanting to be that. That's not what I haven't found my place yet with what I want to do and what I want to be as far as religious goes. But I do know that I know what I believe in. I believe in the paranormal. I believe in the supernatural, within reason, if that makes sense. So, example, and I've always been this way. Example, when I lived on my own, I lived on my own for a few years. And when I lived on my own, I have a box that was in a closet that never got touched. And inside that box was 2 music, I'm trying to think of how to describe them. They're figurines, but they have music in them. So you twist the bottom of them and they play music. And I have a box that had 2 or 3 of them in there. Well, at random, I would be thinking about my loved ones that have passed on. And at random, those would go off. Not being touched, I'm nowhere near the closet, and it would go off. Now, something to know about those little figurines is that my great grandmother made them. My great grandmother and my grandmother made them. And they were made for, I believe one was made for my dad and one was made for myself, if I'm correct. I may be wrong, but I know that they made them 100%. I would be thinking about either my Nana or my great grandma, and those would go off. To me, that was my sign that they were talking to me, telling me that what I'm doing is okay, that I'm okay, and I felt at peace. And I would even talk back. Whenever I heard those little tick, tick, ticks and I heard it going off, I would talk back and I'd say, hey, Grandma, how are you today? I'm doing good. Do you think I'm doing things right? Tick, 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 tick. Okay, thank you. I would talk to them. I would. But it was because I felt an overwhelming sense that that was them communicating with me, letting me know that they were here. I do believe in the supernatural. I do believe in, paranormal, ghosts, things of that nature. I 100% believe in that. And I also believe that there is a higher power. However, I would not call myself a Christian because I don't conform to that, if that makes sense. I don't sit here in Bible study. I don't sit here and listen to worship music. I don't sit here and do any of that. So I wouldn't call myself a Christian, but I do believe there's a higher power. I do believe that I was put on this earth for a reason. I believe that everything happens for a reason. And I believe that this higher power is guiding us every day to what we need to do and what is right and what is wrong. And I do believe some of the Christian aspects still. I believe that God created the world. I believe that Adam and Eve were real, that they were in the garden, and that's why we know the difference between right and wrong. But I'm not where I was when I was a teenager, and I'm not where I was when I was younger than that. I've never had faith so strong as when I was a preteen, and I was so heavily involved in everything with the church. And that's what I devoted all my time to. But anyway, guys, I caught you guys up to present day and what I believe. And I will actually be adding to this clip a little later on today. So I do have more to add to this, but I can't add it right this minute. I have to add it later today when I'm waiting for something to come in the mail. I have to wait until I receive it to add to it. So anyway, I have changed. I got my package now, and I'm ready to tell you guys more about what I'm going to be following. So I watch, her name is Dina Danielle with Tina Danielle Designs on Facebook. And she does these things called Magical Monday Lives. And in her Magical Monday Lives, she does card readings from an oracle card set. And it's just a general reading for everybody. You pick 1, 2, or 3. She lays the cards out, says this is what I'm getting from these. And she follows what source tells her to do. And she has a pendulum. I have been wanting to get a pendulum for a while. And it finally just kind of hit me out of the blue on the way home from work Friday, that I can use pretty much anything as a pendulum, as long as it means something to you. And so I have on each chain my grandmother's ring, and it's got orange and blue on it. And this means a lot to me because this was a ring that I picked out special from her collection when she passed away. And it spoke to me then, and it still speaks to me now. Sometimes I'll wear it, sometimes I don't. But I decided to make that my pendulum. So I'll be using it as my pendulum. If it swings one direction, it means yes. If it swings another direction, it means no. Pendulums are what you make of them. So I have my pendulum now. And my package. My goodness, there we go. Oh, it's gorgeous. I got the same cards. These are oracle cards. I got the same cards as Dina Danielle, the Work Your Light. I thought they were absolutely beautiful whenever she uses them in her lives. And something told me to get the set. So I got the set. The box is just beautiful. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Now, the way that Dina uses them, I'll show the box again. The way that Dina uses these is she holds the deck in her hands, she kind of shuffles through them, and as one falls out, she'll pause a moment and to see if she feels like that's the card she's supposed to draw, then she'll move on. If it is the card she's supposed to draw, she'll share it. If not, she puts it back in the deck and keeps going. So she goes based on feeling and how she feels when she does these. I got mine, and I'm going to do something similar to what she's doing, but I'm not going to read for other people. This is going to become kind of my devotional. I'm going to get up and take some time before I go to work. I may go ahead, based on my day, I have an extra 10 minutes in the morning from when I leave the house and I get to work and before I walk into the building at work. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that extra 10 minutes and I'm going to devote myself to drawing a card, just one, and having that be what is meant for my message for the day.